It doesn't make any sense. Like, you came in this room, you came in hot. It doesn't make any sense. You're trying to say something else. I don't. It doesn't matter. Tatum comes in here very rarely.
Right, exactly. That's the whole point, that you don't know what me and Jazzy talk about. Me and Jazzy always talk about other rooms to each other. So I'm not holding her responsible for anything. I am just airing my grievances. You're not ever in here. I'm in here every day.
You are not in here every day.
Well, great. So then you just need to be on mute and not even, like...
Oh, don't even play that shit with me, because half the time you don't even like Jazzy, so don't say that you...
How do you know who I like and who I don't like? If I didn't like Jazzy, I wouldn't be in here, weirdo.
Jazzy?
If I didn't like her, I wouldn't be in here.
Yes, I'm just over here water flossing. Hello.
Good.
Look what you did,
Jasmine. Look what you wearing, dude. Jazzy, you know what? I'm holding you responsible. How dare you, Jazzy?
Listen,
you know what? Before Big Live,
no, we got.
You're responsible.
You guys are so mad. What are you guys yelling at? Like,
it's your fault, Jazzy. Whoever says shit to me, you need to put it in your room and talk about it. I demand you. The fuck? Talk about everything else.
You don't demand nothing.
You better talk about it.
Yeah, you don't demand anything, Jazzy. Okay. How dare you?
You better do what I say, because I don't like it. I have a problem with it. It is an issue.
Talking wild ass turkey shit in my list.
Why do people just blame everything on Jazzy when she wasn't even there?
Yeah, it's your fault, Jazzy.
You know what? Where's the suitcase?
Now you better make Tato watch his mouth. Hello?
And
Jasmine.
I'm trying. Can you call me my name?
Yeah.
It's Jasmine. It's not Jasmine.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You know what? All right. You take up your agreement. Take up your agreements with Tato. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to be disrespectful, just take up your you don't have to call me out. My name's Jasmine.
Dr. Jasmine, actually.
No, my name is Jasmine.
Oh, I thought you were a doctor.
You didn't think that, did you?
Yeah, you said you had a PhD.
Oh. You're being funny now.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I do, but listen.
What a little faggot he is, too.
Listen, when you get Keegan and Tato all in one room. Oh, there goes Edmund right there. He could tell me what happened.
Edmund, can you come up here, please?
Yeah.
Remember when Tato said horrific things about Keegan's daughter?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
No, today.
Oh, I didn't hear any of that.
You were up on stage and then you got thrown to the audience.
I didn't hear Tato saying any. I wasn't in any rooms today with Keegan. Your brain, I know, is rotted, but I was not in any room with Keegan.
Yes, you were in there.
No, I wasn't. Believe me, if I was in a room with Keegan, my brain would have an aneurysm. I'd remember it.
And KP was modded too.
Are you trying to cover for yourself or something? Is that what's happening here? Because I have old friends that have tried to pull this same game with me, and they were in the wrong, not me.
I swear that I thought you were in there, and I was hoping that you had it recorded.
Don't you record everything and live stream it to TikTok? Why don't you have it?
You know what? I guess I dropped the ball.
You dropped the ball, as usual.
Yeah, right when it counted. Fuck. See, everyone says I was recording. Why wouldn't I have that? Fuck. Well, you suck.
So you suck.
Edmund, did you hear it or not? Are you just trying to cause dissension?
No, I didn't hear anything this morning. I was busy recording Diego's room.
Yeah, I mean, it all finished. He has like 100 rooms going on in the hallway. Screaming, and I'll pop in to brace my hand, and I know he's not even staring at that like phone because he doesn't bring me up.
No, I had.
I'm not gonna lie. My spirit of discernment is off right now. I don't know who's telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth. There's this prank caller called Longmount Potion Castle, and he prank calls people, and basically he's a crazy person and he talks to crazy people, pissing them off. And that's essentially what Clown House is. It's just a roast and a prank call show and bad takes and, you know, people drunk and people saying stupid stuff, wasting their time. There's nothing to do. And so, you know, I would really encourage you to start creating shorts of the most toxic, highly deranged, retarded people that you can find. And it turns out it's pretty funny. YouTube seems to like it.
Okay.
But you just have to use hashtag comedy, hashtag prank calls, hashtag comedy shorts. Like, comedy's a big part of communication, and YouTube as well. But there's no other reason to be on this app unless you're recording, you know, people being insane and stupid.
So, did you hear Tato say that or not?
No, but no, I didn't hear that today. I did not.
And what's up? You didn't hear it.
That's fine. I thought that he was in there, and right now I'm listening. That's fine.
Desmond said Edmund was in there with all of his pages.
That can happen. I think that the other.
And not one was in there.
So yeah. Wow. Tomorrow during the day, you know, Keegan and Tato will be in here. So that's fine.
Keegan doesn't come on the weekend. We have to wait till Monday.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's true. Well, Zach will be on here.
Why?
Well, unless his wife goes to brunch with her homegirls, he can come.
Well, Zach will be on.
Who is Zach?
Trash bag. He's going by my friend in the trash bag.
Zach LaRuda.
Yeah. And KP, too. They're just not on right now.
KP's mad at me. You were there.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
And you wanted
KP mad at who?
Me.
When? Don't laugh. Spit it out.
But when that thing happened with Doc, he was coming around asking me what happened. He didn't know, but he was repeating everything Sig said to me. I was like, bro, why you acting like you don't know? Like, what the fuck is going on? You know or not?
But how did that make him pissed off at you, though? I do get.
Because I cursed him out.
Oh.
was trying to.
Oh Lord.
Yep, exactly. I wouldn't even let him pop. He was like, listen. I was like, no. Then when I wouldn't let him pop, he goes, I don't give a fuck anyway. I was like, so then why the fuck are you talking about it? I was so mad.
You should have said, go fuck yourself, KP.
See, I think she might have somewhere in there.
Yo, I played the clip in. That shit was so funny. Now Miss Beth talking about, all I said was, you're not my doctor. I said, you didn't say that the first time.
Right.
First time. That whole clip of Miss Beth reminded me of Friday when the niggas be like, when Debo be saying shut the fuck up, I shut the fuck up. But when he leave, I be talking again.
You better tuck that chain ring. Stop.
Oh, and it's like, you want some too, old man? No.
That was me. I don't go in sick rooms. Do I want some? No.
I ain't going in there. I ain't going on that stage. The fuck? Yeah, that shit was so fucking crazy, bro. I didn't even mind. It was just her, like, coming around. Hey, Jazzy, too. How you doing?
You know, the car, you know, the color of the
you just messed up,
right? Okay, once again, you can't let me complete a single sentence. I don't know.
No, keep talking. Just keep talking.
You have the self-control of an 8-year-old, Jeremiah. You have the self-control of a fucking 8-year-old.
Keep talking.
You have the self-control of an 8-year-old.
Don't get distracted.
Jeremiah, you're a child in a man's body. You have the self-control of a fucking 8-year-old, Jeremiah. You're a fucking childish person with no fucking self-control.
Is that how you want to get? I wanted you to explain, so it's working.
What I was going to say is that
Edomite attack.
Jesus has olive skin.
Well, okay. Obviously, olive skin is the color of, you know, many white people. However, if I say as if they burned in a furnace, that's like saying as if they were burning in a furnace, not as if they have burned previously and were finished burning. Like the burning, you know, the quality is like that of brass that is.
Damn, I can see why you interrupted Marcus. It's getting really boring.
Ouch.
So is burning brass really light, and that's why? No, I might not have a hot answer.
I don't know. Do you think I would get yelled at by Sash?
Is this Sasha's house?
I know.
No? Who cares?
No, wait. The entire surrounding context of Revelation 1:15 is written in past tense. So, I mean, the fact that they use the word burned rather than burning doesn't mean that the burning had finished by the time Jesus showed up, right? That's not how, you know, the grammar of past tense works.
The vision was in the past. That's why the past tense was used.
Yeah, like
Burn is still ED. I don't care how you cut it.
okay,
Burn ED is past tense.
okay, but the entire context is past tense, so it's describing something that happened at the same time as everything else. So when Jesus,
So why are you arguing it though?
do you really can you not follow a point? I'm saying it's describing Jesus contemporaneously with him showing up as having heat like unto burning brass, i.e., extraordinarily blindingly bright.
It never says ing. It says ed.
But okay, so let me give you a really simple analogy. Okay,
There's a.
well, no. If you
Go ahead.
once again, yeah, thank you. If I say to you, the dog walked into the store and it's burned black.
As a design.
I know. I'm sorry.
I keep trying to help you out of the kerfuffle you keep putting yourself in, but you go ahead. I'm listening.
Thanks. I appreciate the patience. Again, if I'm telling an anecdote in past tense, it doesn't mean that if I use the word ed that it occurred before the rest of the story, that's in past tense. What you need is that the burning process of the brass in the analogy was completed and it was burned, after he showed up. But all of it's past tense. So the burning process, that's contemporaneous with the rest of the story, namely Jesus showing up.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it says burned. It's ED, it's past tense.
Look at my red hair. I'm
Michael
the same
Jordan shot
color
the
as
winning
fucking.
shot in the 98
I'm Esau. I'm Esau's race. I'm the same race as Esau. Whereas you're fucking a black guy.
You are Esau. That's true. Is that Sam?
I look just like fucking Esau.
You really do.
Of course it's Sam. I look just like fucking Esau, and you're out here trying to claim that you are the same race as fucking Esau when he's a fucking ginger like me. It's fucking crazy, bro.
All I claim to be Esau. God hates Esau.
Esau is the same race as Jacob. Esau is the same race as fucking Jacob. Esau is the same race.
He's not though.
They are literally brothers. They're literally brothers.
No, let's read. Let's read. We read Genesis 25. Let's
hold on.
see.
Can I say something before y'all read? Because I'm about to
see what God says.
I'm about to go through a tunnel, and I was going to add a point to that bird conversation because I was talking to a brother about this before. If that scripture is talking about Jesus being black, then it would be important for the scripture to say as if it had burned.
Exactly.
It says burn, so it's actually that color that Jesus would have been in that scripture it's like an amber color, like when a chalk burns on a grill. It wouldn't be black or white. It would be like an orange color or an amber color because it's actually glowing. It's burning when the Revelator saw this express glorified image of the so-called Jesus. So I know a lot of people use that to say that he was black and stuff like that, but the racist arguments, I don't even deal with the Bible. I don't subscribe to the Bible, no Abrahamic tradition.
Right.
But I think that's very poor scholarship to say that means he was black. That's not what that means.
And if the description in the rest of Revelation 1, was written in present or future tense, that would suggest that.
I think my position is the point.
See, that's the thing. And that's what makes you the greatest player of the game. Because you're the cheater and I'm just playing. I got you, though. I'll play the game, though.
I'm looking like a Dodge, so watch how he... Dodge, do you believe in God?
Are you the observer?
Yes. Do you have any questions?
Who is your puppet master?
Who is my puppet master? Who says I have one?
Who is your puppet master?
Why do you feel like I have one?
I don't know. People who say, why do you think I have a puppet master? Usually those people are most unaware of the puppet master, meaning that the eternal one, you might not actually be united or connected to the eternal one. Thus, you don't know who your puppet master is. Let the game begin.
Who said there was ever one?
Let the games begin.
He's searching for the puppet master. They even found out who was the puppet master of your puppet master. Who's controlling you? What are you worried about the puppet master's puppet master when you have a puppet master? You gotta get through me to get to the boss. Dodge. Hey, what's up going on?
Chilling, sitting in my car. So I was looking at the skydiving. They don't got none in New York. They only got one in Philly. It's 54 minutes away from my house.
Nah, I'll pop out to Philly. I'll come to Philly.
Yeah, they want like almost 300. I found that in coupons.
Well, that sounds like a vibe.
I mean, that shit expensive anyway.
Of course. fuck it though.
Yeah, I just gotta I gotta wait. I gotta pay my son summer camp. Then after that, I should be good.
Up and away. Dodge, you ever jumped out of plane?
What was that?
You ever jumped out of plane?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Is that something on your list? Never thought of it.
No, I'm not down to do that.
No.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, you guys don't even do meditation. You've never even contemplated, the sky and outer space. Like, I have this.
I do yoga.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, I have this CD. It's called Blue Sky. And it's like a hypnosis CD that this Indian woman, put together. It is incredible. What you have to do is on a clear day, lay down, like in an open area and like listen to this Blue Sky hypnosis CD, and you will literally like disappear into the sky. It's really a trip, because if all you see is the blue sky and this woman is like guiding you into the blue sky with this very powerful hypnosis, you basically, it's like going into one of those float labs, where you sit in saline solution so you feel weightless. That's basically what happens. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, I'll explore that. I'll check that out. I'll definitely do yoga. Definitely like meditating and stuff like that.
Yeah, yoga's amazing.
This is just like with a CD I work on a bike.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah,
I bought it on eBay. You could go on eBay maybe and just type in Blue Sky Meditation. See what comes out. But if you do yoga, you know what you're really doing is like you're turning your energy on, and like turning your light switch on. And it's interesting because like as you're working out and doing, meditation or yoga and workout, like you're thinking about things. Like if you get on a treadmill, your brain will start acting like a computer and automatically start projecting and thinking as you're on the treadmill, or on the power walk.
Sometimes I'll be smiling when I'm on that treadmill because it's like, wow, this is fascinating what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's amazing because like what you're doing is you're speeding up your breathing and your metabolism and your heart rate and your blood pressure. So what you're doing is like you're doping your brain, and suddenly if you're not like looking at a screen. I mean, even if you're looking at a screen, it doesn't matter. Your brain starts thinking about things in the background automatically and starts projecting and processing.
For sure, the same way with the Stairmaster.
Yeah, exactly. Any cardio,
I feel like that when I'm jumping rope. They get me in that. Get me very, very stiff.
Yeah, they call it walking Zen. Like people use a power walk to do contemplation or meditation, basically. It's just walking meditation or cardio meditation. Benji, have you ever heard of the hymn to Pan?
No, stop.
Okay, I'll read you. Do you want to hear the whole thing, or do you want to hear a part of it?
You can do part of it.
Okay, this is the last part. It says, now I think this is like a hypnosis that, hypothetically brings in the spirit or awakens your kundalini. It says, give me the sign of the open eye and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. O pan, eo pan, eo pan, eo pan, 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 pan. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O pan, yo pan, yo pan, yo pan, pan. I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come, yo pan. I am born to death on the horn of the unicorn. I am Pan, yo Pan, Pan, Pan. I am thy mate, I am thy man. Goat of thy flock, I am gold, I am God. Flesh to thy bone, flower to thy rod. With hoofs of steel I race on the rocks through solstice stubborn to equinox. And I rave and I rape and I rip and I rend, everlasting world without end. Mannequin maiden, maned man in the might of Pan, yo Pan, yo Pan, 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 yo Pan. So that's the second part of the poem.
Nah, that was good though. I ain't gonna lie. I was laughing because I like how you did that voice and sing it off. That was what's up.
Yeah, that's my hypnosis voice. Like, you have to find a flow with the words, and if you can read that, I record all this stuff on YouTube, but it's really a doc. Any book you can do that with, but basically, what you're trying to do is neurolinguistically program yourself or dialectically therapize yourself. It's just a way to create balance with wise words, or just for fun or hypothetical, but
You say hypnosis a lot. Can you hypnotize people?
if you just say the word hypnosis over and over again in a conversation, you will naturally hypnotize somebody. The word hypnosis is it's such a trick word, because it's like it's auto hypnosis. So it's kind of a funny thing to do.
So it's like just saying it right there, just hypnotize somebody without even knowing they're hypnotized.
Yeah, I heard some guy say his best pickup line is he goes up to a woman and he says, "Excuse me, can I ask you a question?" She says, "Sure." He says, "Can you pretend that you're hypnotized?" So, people on this app, they debate words for a long time, and they demand that their definition of a word is the definition of that word. But everybody knows what the word hypnosis means. Or they think they do. But there's another word, gnosis, Gnosis. That's the interesting one. That's what documents like that can do. I think some documents are, you could just go to ChatGPT and ask it to write you a God hypnosis script.
These people know. People are telling me because they know I'm rolling cameras and putting this, I'm about to start getting paid for these people. They starting to tell me like, hey man, you're gonna have me recording and me screaming and getting into the game. I gotta get paid. I said, you want to argue and words and stuff? It's not me telling you like to do this. So it's just an extra camera rolling.
Yeah, cameras are rolling.
That's all I tell people.
It's a great saying. Cameras are rolling.
Cameras are rolling. They hate that saying. You just keep coming up to my cameras are rolling.
Yeah, with that, Elon Musk at his failure event in Wisconsin, he said that it's very hard to create meaningful value in the business, marketplace. It's extremely difficult to create value. So if you look at this app as being a total communication dysfunction, basically the reading of poetry is like one way to create value on here. but you can export value from here to other platforms. And if there is no real value in this app in terms of what people are talking about, I don't know, because you know, the more hyperbolic the speech, the better it does to on YouTube in terms of stickiness. Like if somebody hears, you know, a hood fight or some insane fight, you know, or some ghetto trash person, you know, it doesn't matter the race, got a terrible accent or a crazy accent, and they're saying something hyperbolic, like those audio clips do well on YouTube. Um, but you just don't know how the algorithm is going to hit. I will say timing on YouTube seems to be the biggest factor. Like if you get your videos in by 8 a.m., there's a greater chance that you're going to get distribution. And then there's the lunch crowd and then the evening crowd. You have 3 windows a day to essentially republish Clubhouse content, you know. But truth is, it's all useless because publishing other high value content is good, but again, that's why I say the hyperbolic. If you're really looking to try to monetize and you're really looking to try to make money with Google, like I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, and I can't. You know, I could put together a list of like tips, but it's not. It's all just suggestions. You know, because it's all suggestions. YouTube is so big. It's like what I'm doing is not hitting in terms of getting subscribers because I'll see the craziest YouTube accounts with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and they're monetized, and it is the most crazy shit you've ever seen. I just saw a YouTube account today of a kid with with a disability staring off into the sky making mud bricks. He's got like 100,000 subscribers. His whole life is just making mud bricks and putting it on YouTube, and he's able to actually, you know, be 8,000 times more successful than me. So, how far does intelligence really go? I don't know.
Oh, okay, but Dr. Wisdom, the real question is, the fans want to know, will the fans get a Dr. Benji X Dr. Wisdom collaboration world movie premiere?
We've been collaborating for weeks now. Him, me, and Honey Badger.
The room you guys previously did that one night was good, and I think to sensationalize more content, you guys should like get like the most unhinged people on a topic that you know people are just gonna go off the rails and both record it and make clips for YouTube.
I got it in my notes every day. Like I literally got notes of these things with these people, and then I just go around in different rooms, just talk to them, and just bring them along, and they just end up scattering their way in here. And I'm just silent. I'm a silent warrior. They just come, talk, and the game begins. And I just let it sit there and go out.
Yeah, I know this.
I'm just at the drawing table, to be honest. I'm just trying to orchestrate it how I want to put it together to actually just put this to the world and just show people how these crazy maniacs are just screaming to the top of their mic all day, trying to kill and argue with nothing. Just nothing at all. But it's gonna come true sooner or later. I just gotta see how I'm gonna put it together. But yeah, me and Dodge been working, man, without even people see it. Man, the games is always rolling, and the campus is always there.
So I've like totally rebranded all my stuff. It's like everything is Republican now. I'm changing over all my handles. I've got a lot of things going like Republican Film, Republicans Corp. The whole thing is like a long-term play, essentially. Like I want to create a whole bunch of Democrat, you know, digital media handles as well, and tons of content as well, for Democrats as well, because it doesn't make a difference. It's better to have just, you know, have content for both parties, but man, it's tough, you know, when you get labeled as spam and they delete your account, or you know, I've had, you know how many times I've had Instagram like make me send in my driver's license? It's such a waste of time. There's like 4 levels of verification. But because I'm an actual congressional candidate now, if they do delete my content for whatever reason, or somehow it gets complaints and gets deleted, I can always just like send them my FEC filing and threaten to sue them. But you know, threats of lawsuits don't go very far. Nobody understands that. I'll sue you. I'm gonna sue you. That's about as far as they're gonna get.
Yeah, it's Friday. We need to heat up the clubhouse streets and get a good room going. So, Dr. Wisdom, I was listening to your last room with the secret Islamic recordings. That was a good episode. That was a good episode.
Did you actually go back and listen to a replay?
I was listening to it live. I think you got kicked.
I don't know which account that's on, but let me see what you
got. Stop in Dr. Wisdom rooms. Probably come over there, collide with and bring some people in there to start up again. See who wins.
I just did Muslims Islamists podcast Stop Terrorism. Where's the Islamic terrorists, clubhouse jihadists.
You just gotta let me know when you're in there. I'll come stop through.
Secret Muslims. Let's see the comedy one. You know, it's too bad that this app doesn't like actually store all your rooms anymore.
What you mean?
You know, just go to your profile. Like, you know, I've done. It's scary how many rooms I've done, but you know, I've done thousands of rooms, and on your profile, it only shows 10 of your most recent rooms. There's like no way to actually view your library of recordings on this app anymore. It only stores like 10 of them, unless.
I'll be seeing them when I press my house.
You see them in the house?
Yeah, when I press my house, I see them. They all in there. I'm watching them right now. I can see them.
Oh, that's interesting.
You gotta like press the house, scroll down, and say recent replays.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy! I never knew that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm looking at all my rooms. I'm like, holy shit, they're all in here. Holy shit.
Yeah, see, now you know.
Oh my god, Keegan versus Brad Clownhouse Morris. I want to see who's like been playing my replays. That's what I'm going to investigate later. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I was looking at that. What's up, Peter?
It's a good app, man. Did you know this app was valued at $4 billion at one point? $4 billion.
$4 billion.
Yeah, that's what the news said. I read an article today from I think 2021. They could have sold this thing, but the whole thing just in terms of there's a lot of factors, like, you know, who knows what's going to happen with this thing, but you know, they're making money apparently off the data. That's what it is. The whole thing seems to be the data, which I think is just like special relationships. Like they're selling the data because they got people that are just more than willing to just like keep passing them the money, even though they know the value. There's no real value in the data. It's just because it's all profile IDs. It's all just supposedly tied to your online shopping habits, you know. But there's like no military intelligence. There's political intelligence on here in terms of listening to both parties, but that would only apply to like political consulting, and that's so niche that it's, you know, it's just not happening here. This app is probably worth, I don't know how you could calculate it now, but you would just have to look at their earnings. But that's why I'm saying like YouTube, X, and Instagram are 3 huge platforms, and you can just pull out of this app and just pull and plug and re-platform content on here. People call it bootlegging. But just go on YouTube and just like type in Whack 100 and all that shit. It's like, holy shit. There's big rooms on here that do that.
We should try to get Whack 100 into a Dr. Wisdom room. I think we can make that happen. And because look, Dr. Wisdom, you remember when you called out Ion? You're like, Ion, why are you coming in there? Did you get after you said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, if you get Ion into your room, he'll bring a lot of people.
I have prank called him so many times now. Who is this white boy motherfucker coming in my room fucking with me? Motherfucker.
And if you get Ion, or I don't know if you can, but you could do a collab with Lou. Lou has big rooms too.
Yeah. There's, it is what it is. I'm just saying, I do the prank call show. Like, to have an actual long form conversation is just totally pointless. Because they're doing a show themselves. They have in their own minds a version of their shtick. And they think they know how to do a repeatable formula on what they're doing. But what they're really doing is just a roast show. It's the Gong Show every time. So it's comedy. It's the comedy Gong Show. Like that, Benji, that's my advice to you. Is like just do comedy. You're already doing it, but I don't know, make it more obvious. Like just call it the Gong Show. Benji moderates the Gong Show and just let people, the nicest thing you can do for people is if you can actually let everybody speak and give them 60 seconds. That's the nicest thing. That's the nicest way to mod and create. It's just give everybody 60
my rooms,
seconds.
I dare be doing that. But when certain people coming in, I just let the chaos begin. But I dare be moderating, give people like a minute, 2 minutes to speak. And I let them down just to be nice.
What I'm saying is like if you're gonna film, let's say, a room for an hour, like at some point you have to try to do the 60-second rule. But yeah, let the chaos burn bright.
Yeah, I usually do like the 2-way experiment. That's why people be coming. I do the first one, I modded 60-second, calm, everybody doing it. And then when the second experiment is just the chaos, when it just shows without my control, they just sleep to
I think it's maybe surrealism. I'm not sure. Somebody in my YouTube wrote, I wonder if this is satire. The Jewish flag, veteran U.S. flag, and clown frog. His name is Seneca the Wise. Seneca the Great, I think. Benji's never read Seneca. I've read Seneca many times. So I'm just going to take a quick sample here and see what they're saying. Here we go.
Just you, we could. Actually, no. Where I live in the Bay Area, I gotta start remembering. This is not LA. Like, this is not where the fuck I'm from. This is the suburbs of the fucking Bay Area. I'm not from here. Like, no. So I put that knife out the window, and they fucking got back on the.
Y'all is crazy. I don't even be fighting with people on the road. Especially not down here. They would start shooting. Bullshit. I be cursing in my car. I don't be yelling at people outside my car.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
I said,
It's the same thing, Jazzy.
what? I hold knives out the window.
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Jazzy, why you let Evan record me in here saying that? I didn't even know he was in here recording me when I said that.
I didn't know either. I'm not looking at the phone.
I can smell your foot through my phone. P.U.
Marshall, what's up, Marshall?
She's got a foot pizza.
Hey, how are those balls?
Hold on.
Did you say how those bottles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was thinking about my balls today.
Can you think about Jazzy, please? One time for me, please.
One time.
Bye, Evelyn.
Bye, Edmund. Goodbye, Edmund.
Muhammad, assalamu alaikum.
But why is that an insult? Why do you think that's an insult?
Because you follow the aqidah of desert dwellers.
Wait, no offense. But Bedouins have better principles.
Assalamu alaikum!
Imagine glazing the Bedouins. Bro, you're cooked.
Cook this nigga.
Kick Prince. Kick Dr. Prince. He's a terrorist supporter. Kick him.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, would you actually like to know what Prince believes in makes more sense?
Prince believes in the aqidah of sand dweller.
I know what he believes in.
Sand dweller.
It makes more sense than what you believe in.
Yes, I love my prophet, but I don't love the people who did bid'ah.
I don't understand people who what bid'ah? What bid'ah?
These aren't actual arguments. These are just claims.
You're basically the entailments of your position leads to corporealism. Corporealism.
And now y'all have no allies. Y'all just out there. Yeah, but shit. Man, it's
y'all be putting the worst on white people like we ain't doing it to ourselves. Like why y'all do that?
Because nobody wants to admit that everybody is their own worst enemy.
I added. Hey, what's up? Hey, I actually added Dozier. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I'm good. I'm good.
But you know, this is so I'm actually it's like a weird mix between what Dunwitted was saying and also what Doctor was saying, and I do believe we got to give him some more time. I think. Well, actually, I know. In what's today? 4th. So in 2 days, that will be officially Trump's first 90 days back in office.
It's 100 days, 101 days now.
Oh, 101. I thought he got it January 6th.
So why are we counting? Why are we counting? Why are we putting it in the numbers? Is he supposed to go down?
But I will say this:
his name go
I
down?
think a lot of the stuff he has been doing has been radical to some extent. And it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. But I do believe this, though. I do think that some of
black people did not vote him in it. So it's not black people's issue, is it?
I really believe
black
right now,
people's issue?
in 2025, Trump could literally walk up into some of y'all people's houses, smack you in front of your father, and y'all would make an excuse as to why
you really believe that? Then America don't have no purpose.
Maybe I should have just.
If Donald Trump can do that,
some of y'all,
then America
when I heard Joseph talking, it was everything else. And I want you to put this in perspective before you come at me. Let's just say
Obama did half the shit that Trump was doing, man, there would be no excuses. There would be no filibuster. They would be on his neck. They would be, Obama is trying to put black people, all the narratives would be crazy. But
Mr. Shea, he said it though when he was running the first time. He said when he first ran, he said that he could do anything he wants to do, and nothing's gonna happen. He could shoot people in the middle of Manhattan. He said that he loves his supporters because he's stupid.
Her some weird shit, bro. Didn't Kamala say that she's not gonna do nothing for just black people? Did she say that?
Yeah, and she don't get no pass for that. But that's the difference. Nobody over here is giving her a pass for that.
We're not signing off on that.
Right. Nobody's signing off on that shit. But they make excuse after excuse after excuse.
I want to know, like, why? So what you think? So you think Trump ain't gonna do nothing for black people? What happened? What y'all wanted to do?
I can't finish. So I'm gonna just say this. Again, look. No president's gonna say I'm gonna openly do anything for black people specifically. Like that's just not that's political. They're not gonna do that. But what I will say is this: the same criticism that we have of the other administration, which I do think is fair. I do think the things that Biden was doing was pretty egregious, as well as Kamala. I think we got to hold Trump to a standard. I don't want it to be in America where this guy can literally do whatever. I mean, hell, you got an immigrant coming over here in Elon and having all his fingertips into government information that people who actually work federally would have to spend an entire career just to even get a glimpse of. And he got that shit the first day of office. Like, does that not concern y'all?
Man, this dude put tariffs on the island.
I don't know the lawsuits that's against this man.
Wait a minute, this man put tariffs.
No, I feel like he's literally doing whatever he wants to do, but clearly he can't. Like these judges are literally. I don't know what he's doing. I see what he's doing. But for me to presume as though I can read the man's mind, no, I'm not going there.
Wait a minute. How are you
talking about? I'm in America. You're talking about so don't deal with America? What the fuck are you?
Wait a minute. How are you upset?
This right here is a delusion, bruh. If you got a social security number, what you saying don't make no sense. I'm gonna just lay that there. Go ahead.
How is he upset over courts? I like that. Even though I hate Trump, I like that. How are you upset over rulings by courts? That's what the courts are for. The courts are there. They're stopgaps.
I'm not upset about it at all. Why are you
I didn't say you. I said
pointing out that he can't do what he wants to do.
I didn't say you. I said
you been yelling at me all this. You been yelling at me all this. You been at me all damn night.
I said him. Did I say you? I said him. Like you really in your feelings right now. I said, how is he upset? I said, how is he
motherfucker? You got me there. Stop playing. Go ahead.
I said, how is he upset? What are you talking about?
I said you got it, bro. You got it after him. Let him be done. Let him be done with it, and then you got the mic.
What I'm saying is this here. I said, how is he upset? That's what I said, okay? I don't know why you centering yourself. How is he upset, okay, over court rulings when that's what the courts are for? The courts are there to interpret the Constitution the right way and to be a check on the power of the executive branch, okay? It's one of their jobs. And when the court comes down with a ruling that says, hey, man, that's unconstitutional. You can't do that based on what the Constitution said. You can't do that. How the hell you get mad over that and talk about these judges need to be fired? That's fascism. That's fascism. Oh, you don't go along with what I say, well, you lose your job then. Regardless if your ruling is just, regardless if your ruling is within the bounds of our Constitution, our laws, the way it's laid down in the different articles, this, that, and the third, the amendments, this, that, and the third. Like, how you gonna talk about firing judge? This dude is showing some fascism type stuff. If people at the, and I'll land with this, at the press briefing don't capitulate to his wishes, well, you can no longer come to the press briefing anymore. That's fascism, and you guys are gonna be soft fascism, okay? And you guys are gonna make excuses for it because Donald Trump is your God, and your God, you're like a Christian person. Your God can do nothing wrong. You got an excuse for everything, no matter how egregious it may look and sound. Simple.
Well, wait, hold on. Do y'all think that
America is at the point where we do need a strong authoritarian dictator government. And if y'all keep backing up, I'm gonna have to.
How vicious the U.S. went in? Did anyone care at that point? No, they went in and absolutely they called all the civilians out. They gave them the time, and they went in and they killed everything. No one cried about how they were handling that situation because you needed to do that in Fallujah. It was necessary. Same thing's happening here. I'd say on a harder scale because of the additional tunnels and the sheer scale of what they have to deal with within the rubble and within that urban environment. It's much more built up than Fallujah was. There wasn't as many tunnels in Fallujah. And I'd say that Hamas is a little bit more tenacious than what they were dealing with in Fallujah because those guys may have had an actual way to get out somehow. These guys, not so much. So, yeah, the commander has to say this. You are going into a house and you are shooting everything, throwing grenades. You do not care who's in there, what's in there, because the civilians should already be out. If they're not, they're being held there or they're being used to kill soldiers.
Some American people are not going to like.
By the way, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, whatever, isn't she the one who's the former CIA one, whatever her name is, right? Who gave the video and
Alyssa Slotkin.
Yeah.
For the CIA.
Yeah. So she came out and called for a white nationalist.
Recently about Alyssa Slotkin about somebody she was banging. I don't remember all the stories, but I think it was kind of interesting.
It's very funny. I don't.
Who knew that you could be Jewish and a white nationalist at the same time?
Listen, I am called a white nationalist on a daily basis.
I'm called Mossad.
I think every Trump supporter is pretty much called that on a daily basis.
It is because sometimes I've been listening to quite a few of these Christian nationalist pastors. Like 75% of the stuff that they talk about, I agree with. And then the 25%, I'm like, and now you went too far. Like, so I get it why people would consider me a white Christian nationalist, even though I'm a nice Jewish girl. But it's just because
we knew it.
I know. I'm just a very super based conservative raised by Rush Limbaugh. So, and conservative media, but hear this and laugh at me. Anyways, it's like a joke. It's an inside joke. But anyways, yeah.
What these leftists do by calling everybody a white nationalist is make it really that much harder for us to call out actual people who are actually
white nationalists. Yeah.
Good Shabbos to all the Jews in the room.
Who brought you up?
Well, because all they do is deflect, though. That's their tactics. All they do is deflect everything. So.
Yeah, I can't take these people seriously. They're just obsessed. I don't understand why she would even go and talk about. Listen. Laura Loomer's suing right now Bill Maher as we speak today for $150 million in court. So I hope she collects all that money.
They should sue Slotkin too. I think people should just start suing everybody and their mother.
It's like, because people just say whatever they want. The defamation's insane. You can say a lot of things about what people say and do, but,
Laura Loomer is a patriot. Without her, we wouldn't have Trump. She saved America single-handedly. Her reporting is especially unique and good. I know people just like her. She helped us get Trump. God bless America.
Without her, we wouldn't have Trump. She saved America single-handedly. Her reporting is especially unique and good. I know people just like her.
Yeah, okay. I didn't drop you, but somebody else did.
Wait, but I just wanted to state something. You're mentioning this whole Laura Loomer and Bill Maher thing. It reminded me of like what happened with you. I don't know if you guys remember, but when they said something, it was like defamation against Matt Gaetz, and they forced one of the hosts to apologize. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about the abused Sunny Haas.
Yeah,
that was so great.
Yeah.
She had to keep a straight face. She had no other choice. I was like, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You better apologize.
For 7 days in a row on The View, we heard, I have to give a legal note now.
It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. I love it. Okay. All right, let's get back to being serious. Where are we at? Go ahead, Jack.
Well, actually, I wanted to pivot to something else. Did you see this? Because I saw in the space that the title is just called Everything. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming that means everything.
Everything that's going on. It's just so much is going on, yeah.
Okay, so what I want to do is there was this video that the FBI Richmond Division put out yesterday that sent all sorts of alarm bells into my head because of something that they said though. So can I play that?
Yeah.
Parents and educators, we here at FBI Richmond want to tell you about an alarming trend we're seeing that's affecting our children. Violent online groups are targeting minors, coercing them into committing unspeakable acts against themselves, other children, and even animals. You may have heard of these groups referred to as 764 or core groups. These groups hide behind the computer screen, targeting our children through social media, gaming apps, and messaging platforms. They start by building trust, then manipulate their victims into sharing personal information and explicit pictures and videos. They extort and blackmail victims into committing increasingly disturbing acts, often compelling them to victimize other minors. So what can you do? If your child suddenly becomes secretive, withdrawn, or anxious about their devices, it could be a red flag. Watch for signs like mood swings, avoiding conversations about their online life, sudden changes in appearance, or evidence of self-harm. Have open conversations with your child about their online friends and what they're sharing. Set clear boundaries for internet use and do spot check to see what your children are actually looking at. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it's time to act. As a parent myself, I want you to know that this goes far beyond cyberbullying and is a trend we should all be concerned about. We're here to help you protect your children. Together, we can stop exploitation before it's too late. If you believe your child has been the victim of one of these groups.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, when I saw this video, you have no idea how many different alarm bells went off in my head. Well, I mean, first off, the guy who was in the video, yes, he was one of the guys who was targeting the Christians in churches, like referring to them as recruiting them for white nationalism or something. Blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, just put that aside for a second. But what he's saying here is absolutely true.
You have no point to be talking.
I'll tell you the story. This group is someone I've actually known about for years. I was first introduced to this group by this account.
Who does it know?
An ex that did all sorts of research on it, and at first I was like, what in the world is this? So, but the more she started talking about it, I was like, what the hell?
Why don't what?
And so now that I'm seeing this here, and I'm just thinking like, holy shit, this is legit now, like really going on. I mean, I knew there was some legitimacy to it. I just didn't know to what extent it was real. But now that I see that not only is it just the FBI's Richmond office, but I see Dan Bongino himself is also reposting this, saying it's important, and that's just when I see all sorts of alarm bells going off about this. I mean, I've talked about this on Spaces, had a lot of conversations, seen all sorts of videos. It's really crazy stuff what these people do. You know, it's like it's really what it is. It's a satanic child cult. Is really no other way to put it. But yeah, they're online groups and they exploit children to try to get them to commit all sorts of disturbing and violent acts.
Crazy.
As they enjoy it.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's I had to bring that up because as soon as I saw this video, just like I said, all of these alarm bells went off in my head. I'm just like, oh my god, 764. Like I know that group. I know those people. I mean, not personally. I know who they are. But I mean, is this something that you guys have ever heard of before?
No, I haven't.
Can't say that I have.
No, I haven't heard of it.
I remember from years ago. I didn't know it was an ongoing thing. There was like those Slenderman murders and a few others.
Oh God, yes, that's horrible. Yes.
But I don't.
Oh, I remember that.
I haven't heard about it in a while.
Right. So I mean, this was originally tied to a movement, a type of movement called accelerationism. So what it is that these people who really, in essence, just want to watch the world burn. To put it simply, they infiltrate all sorts of extremist groups to try to accelerate them to commit all sorts of violent acts. There's a lot of.
Oh, I mean, Trash talks about, right? Trash discourse. He talks about the accelerationists, right?
Yep, that's exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I used to do. I mean, I've done spaces with Trash.
Yeah.
At least I used to, on this and the person who introduced both of us to this topic.
Yeah, the expert. She's an expert in this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wanted to see if maybe I could get her in here. I sent her an invite, but I don't know if she's going to answer. But I just thought the fact because that once this video came out, she kind of like got vindicated because what was going on was you guys remember.
So is he going to back off quickly? I don't know. Is he going to negotiate tough with these countries? Hopefully, let's see. Right, but for the first time in a long time, yeah, there's losses. But for the first time in a long time, it's the big wigs taking the loss. It's not necessarily Main Street yet, right? They're losing their paper shirts. So fuck them. Like Prodigal said, fuck them. Yes, it's going to be painful, but fuck it. Let's see where it goes from here. How much worse could it get? Like, that's what people are, it can get a lot worse. Listen, man, it's pretty fucking bad for a lot of people. So let's see where it goes. I like what's happening so far.
Mic check. Can you hear me, Clipto?
Yep, can hear you, buddy. Go ahead.
No, I think Jack touched on exactly what I wanted him to touch on was the difference between the hedge funds and the retail investors, because Prodigal brought it up. Yeah, it's a really smart play. And if you look at what's going on in the market, we've seen this before. When you move the market from a speculative value to intrinsic values, you're going to get this kind of thing to happen. This is not the first time it's ever happened. And Trump's changing the whole fucking playbook. Like he's rerouting how the government even gets funded. Like, that's a big fucking deal. And these businesses right now, they're just fucking trying to say, okay, how are we going to do this? And Wall Street, we all know, that's just fucking Las Vegas for the rich people. That's all that shit is. So they don't know, because they don't have a clue. The last time we did a full reset on how we structure taxes, essentially, was in 1903? So there ain't nobody alive that knows what the fuck's going on. So they're just fucking speculating. They're just like, well, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's profit take. There's a whole lot of shit going on, as Prodigal and Jack both mentioned. Like, there is a volume of things that these people have no clue what the fuck to do.
So before I go to Paul, Mark, is this the 2025 American Revolution?
No. I think the
Hold on. We had an entire fucking conversation about Pittsburgh coming back with American industry.
You mean the Industrial Revolution?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Revolutionary War.
No. What happened was I tried to throw Mark like a soft toss, and I beamed him in the head.
Yeah. Or
all right. Well,
or you throw it the second.
Well, hold on. Can you tie a war into then?
Tie a war?
Yeah, like some sort of independence war into whatever analysis you're about to get.
I say this is like,
Canada, Mexico.
What I think will happen with this, and I no economist here, but I think there's opportunity here. I don't know how much, essentially what Prodigal was, if I can put a metaphor in his mouth, it would be you got this big nasty pimple, okay? It's gonna pop. It's inevitable it's gonna pop. But President Trump has grabbed it and popped it for us immediately.
And what he thinks of your speech. You're a fucking.
Are you telling me President Trump is the pimple popper?
He is popping the pimple.
Indeed.
And it's gonna hurt. And it's probably one of those deep ones. And maybe it even leaves a scar for some people. But
only from the army. From the army.
But there's opportunity here, okay? And the face might look better. The skin can improve. And if you keep it clean, maybe you'll make some money.
And you need witch hazel.
Listen, we all know of that. A little Botox never hurt anyone, right, Mark?
I don't know about that.
That's for wrinkles. You might be thinking of Accutane.
So, give it a little bit. The other thing too is, people for decades now have been so reliant upon the major big companies, the Fortune 500 companies, and your slow and steady 10% growth over the last 30 years.
And it's like people took for granted that ultimately it's still gambling. Ultimately, there's still risk, and you have a president who is not bought and paid for, and if he didn't care before, he really doesn't care now about, special interest or people's. He wants to do America first, and America first may not always align with every single facet of every person's life, aka maybe your 401k or your IRA or whatever for now. But I think ultimately there's opportunity here. Maybe you look at the Industrial Revolution or when railroads or to me, I say if American jobs are coming back, if American interest or industry is coming back, then maybe if you have the capital, you say, hey,